Yo, what is going on, everybody? Tristan here, and today I'm here with probably one of my more heavily requested videos recently, but I finally put some time aside, or found some time, really that'd be more realistic to say, just with my busy college schedule. Honestly, I'm gonna have to put a lot of work in today, but what we got going on is a new sneakers tips and tricks video, basically how to operate and use multiple accounts at once and make multiple accounts at once, but not just making multiple accounts at once, but also the fact is of like how you can put them on your devices, like what to do properly to make sure they hit more often. And I've looked at a few different places that I find a bit trustworthy and, just kind of got my own opinion. I've even spent the past few weeks just kind of figuring out like what is going on. So that's what we're doing. So yeah, I hope you guys will enjoy this video. You want to check anything on the screen right here. Again, my Instagrams are there, so check those out down below if y'all want to. And again, feel free to subscribe and like down below. I'll keep it simple. Like on this video, just hit my knee on the table, but we'll just make it something like 275 likes. Very basic goal, so if we could hit that, that'd be dope. And yeah, that's really everything I need to mention. So I'm gonna show y'all all the basics, and we're really gonna get into that. So I hope y'all will enjoy, and let's get started. So the first things first. Now, this also pops up for a lot of people, and I will discuss this error a little later in the video and what I believe this has to do with. I already know it has to do with the payment method. That's what Nike has said. If you look this up, the main thing, it links to a Twitter user discussing this exact issue, and Nike admits it has to do with the payment method. So it looks like Nike's getting a bit stricter with their payment methods and how they see them, how they let them kind of operate across platforms, which I don't have an issue with, but basically now we know Nike is tracking payment methods across accounts. So this is something that I want y'all just to kind of hear me out and understand. When you're making an account, or whenever you make an account on sneakers, what you're going to have to do is basically it's going to have a unique email, unique name. I mean, that isn't like a huge one. The name is optional. You can make the name same in every account, but I just wouldn't recommend doing that. But you're going to have a different phone number. That's required. Different phone number, different email required, especially the phone number one. The phone number one is very, very important because with sneakers and the phone numbers on accounts, they also track phone numbers across accounts like they do with payment methods. They do it with phone numbers as well. And how they do it with phone numbers is basically they ask you for that verification code whenever you type it in. They ask you to fill that out, and then basically that verification code, whenever you type it in, it verifies it for that account. But if you go add that phone number to a new account, it's going to go ask for the verification code on that new account for that phone number. And once you type in the verification code on that new account, your old account is not going to be able to check out on drops. Actually, it's going to ask for the verification code and all that to even let you enter or do anything like that. So it's kind of a whole hectic process. I wouldn't recommend adding a phone number to more than one account. I really would just keep it at one, just like I would with email. Same with names too. Again, that one doesn't really matter, but changing the name, I believe, is a step that has some effect. But again, with payment methods, why don't I go ahead and discuss some that are useful at the moment. So again, Cash App card. This is a complete debit card service, I believe, that you can make. So if you need like another payment method, this is one right here. Same with Venmo. Venmo makes their own. Don't forget, for my EU boys over Revolut, this is a great online card service actually that you guys can use, and I do have one for the US I'm going to mention in a second. But for my boys over in Europe, there is a privacy card service, and basically what a privacy card service, what this is, basically is it makes virtual cards online for you that are exclusive to certain retailers. So basically it will create a virtual card number that'll be connected to like some debit card you have or something like that, basically some source of funds, right? And it'll make a bunch of different virtual card numbers that you can connect to sneakers accounts, and it'll be exclusive for that account. You can't attach it to anything else, but the numbers will be exclusive. The virtual card numbers will be exclusive for those accounts. So basically, it'll only work on the sneakers there, nowhere else, which is kind of a good thing. So basically you only know that transactions will be coming from those accounts, but that's basically what virtual cards are. They're just numbers online that you just add to your accounts and then they charge you if you hit. That's kind of what it is, but they do work. So you can use Revolut. And then for the US, what I've heard from a lot of people is the Capital One online card service right here, from Capital One, the use of virtual cards. Basically, they allow you to make your own virtual cards, and they have it as an extension right here, which I find very useful. I didn't even know Capital One made virtual cards, but the fact that they got 5-star reviews, and I've heard, from a few different people on Reddit, which is another thing I want to mention too. Reddit's a great community for kind of sneakers. There's a lot of different people that discuss kind of their errors and things going on there. And I will mention, I actually have the Reddit article up, and I kind of want to show you all it just to kind of, show what I feel like is right and wrong from it. But they have a lot of really good advice there. And this is just the main thing you guys notice in this video I'm mentioning. I'm mentioning a lot of payment methods because Nike is really cracking down. That is where a lot of the tension and, kind of things are going on. Nike is just like, hey, we know there's some people botting and cheating. We're going to start tracking payment methods, phone numbers, different things like that. And I've kind of noticed that too, because I have some accounts that don't work anymore because they have payment methods that match across, accounts. So I have to change it up, and I'm gonna have to fix that. But yeah, that's where you get that little cookies error that I was showing y'all that was on the screen here earlier. But yeah, basically a bunch of different payment methods. That's a really important thing. And I want to show y'all this too. I had some tips here, so I feel like this is important to mention as well. But yeah, again, this is the main thing. Payment methods, one per account. Credit card may work across 2 or 3 accounts. I have my credit card on my phone and on my computer account, no issue there. So credit cards are fine, I'm guessing. Credit card would be fine too. Also, if you have a credit card attached on for 3 different accounts, if you had a credit card on a PayPal, an Apple Pay, and then just as a regular method added on sneakers, if you did that, that's one payment method, but in 3 different ways. That might work. I've seen people talk about that in my comments saying, hey, that works for me. So if that's something you want to do, then, again, feel free. There's no shame in nothing. But also, another very important tip, 2 tips I almost forgot to mention right here, which I feel like I definitely need to mention right here, the importance of jigging your address with each account. This is something too. Nike, this has been known since 2017. Nike tracks addresses across accounts, so you have to change it up slightly, and you can't have the same address for every single account because that is not going to be good. Nike will definitely cancel your orders. They've noticed that there's a couple matching addresses, so you have to make sure that you jig your address properly. And what that is, again, what I mean by that, and also another tip too, 5 accounts across one Wi-Fi network. That's what's recommended by most people. Don't use more than 5 accounts on one Wi-Fi network. Without proxies, at least. You need proxies if you use more. We'll explain that in a second, but with jigging your address, what you would do is there's an address line 1 section and the address line 2 section. All you really have to do basically is you'll see that there's the address line 2 section. Just type room 1 or like apartment 1, something like that. If you live at a house, then you can just add like room 1 or something like that to the address line 2 section. So you still end up getting the package, but they maybe think the house is divided up into little like apartment condominiums or something. Then basically if you live in an apartment complex, just add like -A, -B, -C, -B, something like that. Change the number up slightly, do something like that basically. Or if you live at a road, then maybe on one account type RD and another type road all the way out. Simple things like that. That's jigging your address, just so Nike doesn't fully notice it. Because if they notice, like, if you just type an address out, completely the same across 10 accounts, they're gonna be like, hey, why do we have 10 packages, or 5 packages going to one address? We're canceling these orders, so that's just the importance of jigging your address, and different payment methods as well. I'm gonna keep mentioning that. You got to make sure you have those different payment methods and addresses. And if you live at 2 different places, then that's great too. If you only have a couple accounts, you live in 2 different places, that's good. Because then you really don't have to worry too much about jigging your address. Just you're only gonna have to do it maybe once, but yeah, that's really the basis of it. And another thing too, I'm noticing up here, I forgot to mention this, unique devices and browsers. This is so important, and I really want to mention this. A unique device and browser for each account is very important. So if I was making a sneakers account on my phone, right, like I have my phone right here, this would be one sneakers account. I'm not going to try and make like 3 or 4 sneakers accounts on my phone. Like I'm not going to get a Chrome browser, log into sneakers on there and enter there. I'm not going to do all that. I could, but I'm not going to. And also it may not work. So one sneakers account per device. So this is 2 accounts, one phone here, one phone here. That's 2 sneakers accounts right there. And on my computer, I could make multiple accounts as well. But what I would have to do right here is, you guys see there's these Google users right here. So what I would have to do, click this. You see, I'm going to blur this out right here. But yeah, basically what I would do is I would click this. You see all these other profiles I have. Basically what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to make a bunch of profiles for different sneakers users, right? You can see I got plenty of sneakers accounts, but make different profiles, right, for each sneakers user. And then on each profile, you're going to have to download BP Proxy Switcher or have BP Proxy Switcher on it. So if you are using more than 5 accounts, if you're using more than 5, again, this includes on your phone. So if you have 3 on your computer, 2 phones, all on the same Wi-Fi network, that's good. Don't make any more accounts. But if you're trying to make like 10 accounts, you're going to need proxies on a few of those at least, just so Sneakers knows that, hey, or doesn't know that there's 10 accounts going for the drop all at the same location. So just a little piece of advice I want to give. I find it important. And yeah, make sure again that unique device and browser is important, along with BP Proxy Switcher. This piece of technology right here is so essential. Make sure you guys have this downloaded. This is very important. It allows you to basically switch proxies automatically every 60 seconds, or it allows you to just add a proxy to a browser, or one browser only particularly, like it's good in that way. And I also gotta give a huge shout out to my guys at Secret Sauce right here. And the main reason I want to shout them out real quick is because they are a $60 monthly fee, but Cook groups can become very useful with sneakers releases and drops like this one, especially shock drop releases. I've shown you guys this before. They helped me cop the Nike Dunk Low White Blacks and several other items off shock drops from the Nike app. Paisley Dunk Lows, like these aren't releases, these are releases I had no clue about, that I did not know about in terms of when they were releasing. I knew about them, but I was like, all right, when are they dropping? I'm not sure. And this Cook group right here was were the ones that gave me those information to cop those drops. So I just thought I'd mention that to you guys because they are very useful in that way. And they also have people that can help you with learning about the basics of botting. They have a ticket service where they have botters actually copying items for you. It's all in the chat if you're really interested in looking into it. There's a lot of very useful services, and I mainly use their add to cart service and also, their help ticket section. If you ever got questions, they have plenty of support mods and people that are willing to help you out. And also they have like a whole advice section too. So if you're ever confused about like something in particular, like you're just not sure. Yeah, my submission was not selected for the SB Dunk Low Polaroid. That's tough. Oh well, it wasn't the best Dunk Low, but you don't win them all, as you guys can see right there. But yeah, that's pretty much what it is right there. So I appreciate you, my guys. Appreciate my guys at Secret Sauce right here. They provided a lot for me. And of course, if you guys want to check them out, just go send them a message on Twitter. Be like, yo, Tristan sent me, or follow their Instagram. Wait until they, just go join their wait list in their bio, and they should let you in eventually right there. But again, I really appreciate what they do. I think they're a great group. And, again, for those shock drops, they're very useful. So a couple things, too, we're going to go mention and check out this Reddit article, as I said. A couple things that they think, that they mentioned that I think I actually agree with, going for half sizes. Half sizes are slightly less popular. That is correct. And I totally agree with that. So going for something like a, 6.5, 8.5, 10.5, 11.5, those are sizes that tend to, you probably will hit a little bit more often. Maybe not 11.5, since that size is very, very popular and tends to have the most profit. So people usually really like going for that size. Another tip too, none of these releases are first come, first serve. Don't forget, you always got a couple minutes whenever it's one of those releases from like 10 to 10:03. You have time, so usually just make sure you get entered at like 10:01, 10:02. You can wait like 30 seconds. It's not a bad thing, but getting entered right away is not necessarily a bad thing if it's something on the Nike app. If it's on the Nike app, that's different. Nike app drops, usually, I've seen a couple that are like, first come, first serve type thing. But on sneakers, you got those little 2-3 minutes or, 15 minutes, 10 minutes with a draw. You don't have to enter right away. You can enter, give it a minute or two, give it 2-3 minutes, 4 minutes, whatever you want to do. If you want to enter at 10:04, 10:05, then do that, But yeah, basically another tip too, multiple accounts. If you have, I guess, a lot of really nice phones, you can use Face ID across all of them. And then also don't forget, make sure your sneakers app is automatically updated. These are all pretty decent tips, but they're pretty basic ones, like a cook group helping you out, make sure you don't use the same, information across accounts. Oh, also, by the way, I might link this down below in sneakers. This will let you see if your IP address is banned. So if you want to see if your IP address is banned from sneakers, this is the main useful part of this Reddit article. Very useful part. So if you want to know if sneakers is messing with you, go click here and see if sneakers is not messing with you. Because if sneakers is not messing with you, you better get them proxies ready, because they use the security company, according Akamai Security, or Akamai. Yeah, Akamai Security, or Akamai Security. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. I'm very bad with it, but you guys would know this too. But yeah, that's really the basics of it. The basic sneakers tips and tricks I have, how to use multiple accounts across devices. The key is proxies, jigging your address, and not using the same payment methods. Hopefully that was useful for you guys, and that's really everything I need to mention. Check my Instagrams, any of that down below. If you have any questions, please ask them in the comments. And of course, feel free to subscribe and like for more videos like this, man. I'll keep it very simple. The like goal, I think I said like 275 likes. That's, again, pretty simple. If we can do that, that'd be dope. If not, it's not the end of the world, man. We're gonna keep working hard. I'm gonna keep trying to put out good content and good videos for you guys, even though I got a lot to do today. I got like a little essay I gotta write today, but we'll get that done. At least half of it. I'm gonna try and do that, because I got some time, but I want to get it done. There's a lot of things I want to get done, so I have some time later this week. And yeah, that's it. So I'm ending that screen recording. Hopefully you check me out down below, but I'm Tristan. Thank you guys, and maybe I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace. I can't find. Wrist up, it's a hurricane. Conversation, I make it rain. Bad bitches, they do cocaine. Why every girl be the same? Nah, nah, nah. Yeah. Why all the girls be the same? Hoes gon' be hoes, so really I can't blame. This is just my game, not in it for fame. I'm really into music, cause it helps me through my pain. I might be insane.